The girl's body had fully matured, yet she would always change clothes in front of her father. Even as he tried to look away, his gaze inevitably wandered. But this bizarre behavior between father and daughter was just a small part of their sick life. For anything they wanted, they would stop at nothing to get it, including the unfortunate man named Mike. Mike and Sophie had been college classmates, and Sophie had long harbored a crush on him. Before graduation, she mustered the courage to confess her feelings, only to be rejected by Mike. Watching the man she loved walk away, Sophie's anger reached a boiling point. When she later saw Mike being affectionate with his girlfriend, she made up her mind. Mike would pay a terrible price. One day, as Mike rested alone on a mountain, a figure suddenly appeared behind him. Before he could react, he was knocked unconscious and dragged away. When the car stopped, Sophie rushed out. The kidnapper was none other than her father. He handed her a pink dress, and Sophie, looking thrilled, changed into it right there in front of him while her father stood by, watching. Sophie beamed at his praise, unaware that the real horror was just beginning. Soon, Mike woke from his to find himself tied to a chair. In front of him sat the perverted old man, with Sophie and her mother beside him. The old woman stared blankly. Clearly, she too had endured inhuman torment at the hands of the father and daughter. When Mike came to, Sophie said nothing. Instead, she picked up a syringe and walked slowly toward him. Then she sat on his lap while her father took photos to commemorate the moment. But they weren't satisfied. They even dragged over the exhausted mother, yanking her hair to force her into the frame for a better photo op. Listening to her mother's screams, Sophie felt an indescribable sense of satisfaction. At mealtime, Sophie tried to force-feed Mike a chicken leg. When he refused to open his mouth, she shot her father an annoyed look. He got the message, slamming a hammer down on the table. Under the threat of violence, Mike had no choice but to give in. But it didn't end there. Sophie then squatted down with a cup and demanded he urinate in front of her, counting down from 10 as a threat. If he didn't comply, something even more cruel awaited him.